Hi guys, welcome back to Grant's Plants. So this is episode 2 of Grant's Plants. Thank you for watching. So now that we got through like the greenhouse tour and stuff, I figured I would actually give you guys like a good informational video about something that everyone might love a little bit. And that's going to be a kind of plant that I am really in love with and really got me into this hobby. And those are air plants, or Tillandsia as they're more specifically called.
I'm just going to apologize beforehand. I am actually facing south, so the sun is right in my face. That's why I'm probably always going to be wearing sunglasses. It's not because I'm trying to look cool, it's just you got to protect the eyes, you know? Anyways.
So, air plants are just a really cool kind of plant. When I first discovered them, like 3 years ago or so, they really just blew my mind a little bit. They're just way different from any other kind of plant. They're an epiphytic plant, which means that they actually grow on trees and stuff. So this is why they don't really have roots. I mean, they do, but they're used for something else. So air plants are just kind of cool. They grow anywhere you put them, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. This is also an air plant. Also an air plant. Notice minimal to no roots. And so you may be asking, how do they survive? I mean, how does a plant survive without roots and dirt and living in the ground? And that's why they kind of blew my mind a little bit. So, like I said, they grow on trees, and because they don't use their roots to take in water, they actually use their leaves. That's why they kind of have these succulent-y, thick kind of leaves. And so in the wild, when it rains, they'll just kind of gather some water in their leaves and absorb it, or they'll absorb the morning dew that collects on them. And that's how these guys kind of survive. That's also how they get their nutrients and stuff. They just take it in through whatever water they get, any decomposing leaves and stuff that might have dissolved into the water. That's how they get their nutrients, which is also why they're not really the fastest growing plant out there. They're still really great hobbyist plants and stuff like that, but they're just not the fastest growing, but they're so cool and so rewarding. So now that I've kind of explained what air plants are and how they work, I figure I might as well give you guys kind of a care guide just in case you guys are interested in owning some. So like I said, air plants get their water from rain, and the easiest way that I found to mimic that is just by misting them. At least that's what's easiest for me. You can also soak them, so if that works better for you, do that. But I'll just show you how to mist them. Just like that. I usually just give them a good mist until they're kind of dripping. There's water dripping off the leaves, and I just do that maybe once a day. You don't want them to be like sopping wet, but just enough to where they're evenly wet on the outside. This is how I care for all of my air plants. Here's another one. You just give it a really good mist, and then you can kind of see how there's water evenly covering all the leaves. You want to make sure that you get the underside of the leaves too, because they also take in water on the bottom of their leaves. Especially for the Xerographica. I do not recommend soaking Xerographicas because they're a little bit different. They form a natural cup shape, as you can tell. And so water really likes to collect right there, so I don't recommend soaking these ones. I recommend misting them. Just mist them really well all the time. Alright guys, so as I mentioned earlier, you can also soak air plants if that kind of works better for you. It's a pretty straightforward process, just as you might think. You really just get yourself some lukewarm water. You want to make sure it's not hot and it's not too cold, because that can shock the plants. Also, if you want to fertilize, feel free to just put a very, very, very diluted solution into whatever vessel you decide to use. I'm just using like a kitchen bowl. And you can just kind of plop them in. Make sure that all the leaves make it in. And then you just kind of let them chill, fully submerged. I usually let them soak for anywhere between 15 minutes to maybe half an hour. It just depends on when I get back to them. And then when you're done, these ones have already been watered, so I'm not going to let them soak for the entire amount of time. But when you're done, you just kind of take them out, shake them a little bit, and normally, this one's not a great example, but normally, see how this one's kind of flat on top? I like to turn them upside down and set them on like a towel or something, just to drain any water that gets trapped in between the leaves. This just prevents any rotting that can happen. So I just like to line them up and sit them out on a towel. So that's pretty much it for like the basic care of air plants. I did want to share with you guys, I mentioned earlier kind of like the growth habit of air plants, and I figured I'd give you a better visual. This one's a good example. So when I purchased it, it was just like this main full mature growth, and it was actually in flower at the time. You can kind of see they're all kind of dried out. They actually have really pretty flowers, I'll get to that, and then after they flower, they put out what they call pups. So that's its main pup. It actually has another one growing right there, but this one's a better example. And then this one just kind of repeats the process. It grows bigger, it'll flower, mature, grow more pups, and then they kind of grow into a big ball. But air plants do have really pretty flowers. I encourage you guys to just kind of Google air plant flowers. I might attach a couple images if I can find some and figure out how to do that. But yeah, just Google them. They have really pretty, usually like purplish tubular flowers that come out of like a red stalk or like other colors, you know, super pretty. But yeah, it's a great part of owning these plants is seeing them flower. Alright, well thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like it. If you didn't like it, please dislike it. Leave me a comment how you're feeling, what you liked about it. Please share this video if you feel like it. Share it wherever you want. But yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you next time.